Also, a lot of your Facebook fans loved you, especially in the decade 90s, they wrote. So they want to know if you were to reprise any role or see a sequel or a remake of any of your films from the 90s, which one would it be and why?
To be honest, I don't never look back, so I don't remember, I just try to look ahead. Matter of fact, now when I was in Toronto, when we showing the clippings, they showed clippings of Mashal, they showed clippings of Parinda, they showed clippings of 1942, A Love Story, they showed clippings of Virasat, Lamhe, Slumdog Millionaire, Mission Impossible, and 24. So all these clippings they showed, and of course I was cringing, and sometimes I said, oh God, how bad I was in this, how bad I was in that, and all this kind of thing. So, I just feel, a few 90s, what are the good films, I think? Pretty good, Virasat, yeah, is a film which can continue, the story can continue, because the film ends with Shakti, this character who has killed the villain, the bad guy, and now his wife is pregnant, and he's been taken to jail, and the film ends with me going to life imprisonment, and the wife is pregnant. So the film can begin, the sequel can begin with me coming back after many years, and then the change, and I have a son who's grown up, and then the village has completely changed, and I can come back and have the same kind of problems, and that's it, and we can have a great story.
And not to keep you in the past, but I'll just say one more question from Facebook. One of your fans wants to know for you to talk about Meri Jung. Love that film.
Oh God, Meri Jung. Yeah, Meri Jung, a lot of people, their favorite film, they tell me whenever they feel low and depressed. And Meri Jung inspires them, because you see, it was a role of this lawyer who had this, who just comes up from scratch and makes it, and he has this motivation, to a certain extent, to his, that's because what his mother has gone through, so he wants to avenge that and make her happy, and then all the cases he fights, and with this great lawyer, and he's honest and straightforward, and of course he goes to that extent of faking to kill himself in court, which was one of the high points of the film. I remember the people who went in the theater, and people were clapping and whistling and stood up when in the court scene where I take the poison, and I pretend that I'm going to kill myself, and actually just faking it later on, and that's one of the very, very high points of Meri Jung. And of course the music was good. The song, which is very inspirational, written by Javed Saab and composed by Lakshmikant Pyarelal, which I feel for all of us is absolutely, you can identify with it. Zindagi har kadam ek nayi jang hai, jeet jayenge agar aap mere sang hai. So if your family is with you, if you have your friends, well-wishers, and people who really mean good to you, they are with you, you can achieve whatever you want.
And another fan wants to know, looking forward, is there anything in Bollywood that you have yet to achieve and would like to?
See, I have my next, immediately after Race 2, is Shoot Aur Badala, which I'm very, very excited about. And this film is about the 1970s, about these gangsters, and I play a real-life character for the first time of Isaac Bhagwan, and the films really shaped brilliantly, absolutely, and the films really will change a lot of careers, and it's a very hard-hitting film. It's very entertaining, very dramatic, and it's very real, but commercial, of course. And it's produced by Anil Kapoor and Sanjay Gupta. So that's my next release, which I'm very, very excited. And of course, there's so much to do, and I'm doing 24 in India. Which you call Bollywood, yeah, which I'm very excited about. It's like I've taken the franchise from here, and I'm going to play Jack Bauer. And I had a lot of meetings yesterday with the 24, with the creators of 24, and the producers and the studios and all, and they're very, very as excited as I am. And Howard Gordon, who is the showrunner, he said, I will not be surprised that Americans for curiosity would see the Hindi version and see how Jack Bauer is going to be in 24.
That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, fantastic. And I'm sure people all over the world would want to see another Jack Bauer and the Indian version of 24.
So when is that going on the floors?
I start shooting as soon as I go back. May 12th, I start shooting for the film, and I think hopefully in June or July it should be aired all.
The original 24 is very action-packed. Is that going to be
Absolutely, absolutely. It's going to be as action-packed as the original, yeah.
So how excited are you?
I'm very, very excited. Never been so excited in my entire career. Really, honestly, I'm looking forward to it.
Now let's talk about Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol.
Yeah.
I have a little story to tell you on this.
Is it?
So last Christmas, well, it was before last to last Christmas, I saw this and saw the wonderful sights of Dubai. Ended up going to Dubai after seeing that film because it was so great and we loved you in it.
Yeah, thank you so much. I enjoyed doing, Mission Impossible. It was a cameo, but it was real fun. More than the, it's as I said. When you do films, it's about this journey, the people whom you meet, the friends you make. And Mission Impossible, in a way, has deepened my relationship with the entire, of course, with Tom Cruise, who came to India. It was very generous, very graceful for him to come out to our country, and he loved our country. He loved the Taj Mahal, and he was so thrilled, excited. He still is, he says this is one of the epic moments of his life. And then, of course, I became friendly to the director and the producer, Brian Burke, who is the producer of the film. I'm going to meet him today in the evening for a drink. He's a great guy, so we become really close friends, and and it's great to talk to him. So much of energy, so much to learn from these guys, and of course, I just met J.J. Abrams. He's one of the producers, and but I've just met him once. But of course, I'm looking forward to his film, Star Trek Into Darkness. As the sequel to Star Trek, and that's their next film from their company. And hopefully, I think next film for Bad Robot, I'll ask him. I say, "Mujhe bhi le do."
That would be great.
Yeah, I would love to. I'm dying to work with J.J. Abrams. Yeah.
So, what was the difference? I know you must have been asked this all the time, but you've been in the industry for many years, 3 decades, as you said, and you've seen it evolve technically quite a bit, right? And now there's Hollywood that you've done. Mm-hmm. Do you think they're comparable?
You see, in a way, it's the same. To be honest with you, and of course now it's the gap is becoming lesser and lesser because business has increased in India. There are better technicians, better writers, better directors. I don't know about the writers, but better directors, better actors, and films are because Hollywood is all about the scale. The scale is huge. Like for example, over there, maximum business of film, if it does about $20 million, it is huge. And over here, films are doing about $1.5 billion. So look at the gap. Films are being made for 200 now. Lone Ranger, the budget of Lone Ranger is over $200 million, which is next to impossible for any Indian film to ever be made at that kind of budget. So, all these things are, and of course, Hollywood is, they have the people who really, made the cinema popular all over the world, and what is the difference is that actors, filmmakers, writers, they think globally. And there are a few people who make films only for the American audience, but most of the directors think that how will it work worldwide? We in India, basically, we think very nationally, and we think for our market only, not globally. So that's the difference,
Tell us a story for Mission Impossible, a nice anecdote.
Nice anecdote. Yeah, I remember when I got the scenes for the film and first night, and as usual, I didn't want to do the film. I said, how will I, I said, what is this scene? Yeah, I can't do this scene. Yeah, it's, mujhe joote marenge India mein yaar, that kind of stuff and all. And I said, main bhag jata hu yahan se, Dubai se. So my assistant was there. I said, I'm leaving. Can I just leave them? I said, you can't do something so unprofessional. You have to do it. And I said, oh God, and and I said, I have to learn this, and it came at the last, because over there also they improvise. So I started working on the scene and at 11 o'clock in the night. And I worked till 1:30 and landed up on the set the next day. And there I see the Bad Bird, then Tom Cruise, and and Paula Patton, and all of them over there, and we're going to start readings. मैंने अपना डायलॉग पढ़ना शुरू किया, पहले तो आवाज़ ही नहीं निकलती थी. Voices, I was trying to throw my voice in, but I couldn't निकल ही नहीं रही थी. Then slowly I got the confidence and I started, and then I said, डर मत यार अनिल यार, बोल दे जो तेरे दिल में. I said, this scene doesn't work for me. It just doesn't work for me. I don't like it. I think it can be better. I don't want to do like this. I want to do it like this. I want to go and sit at the bar. I said, I don't want to stand. Remember, I go and sit on the bar in that scene. I said, you want to sit on the bar? I said, yeah, he is, melodramatic and very arrogant and very, he doesn't know, he's so innocent and stupid, he doesn't realize how he is, what he is, because he's so full of himself.
Right.
He's so full of himself because he's got this new money and he's so, completely unaware of how foolish he can be and how full of himself is. And I said, if anybody who comes here, I don't want to leave anyone who comes here to have a bottle of champagne when he goes back, that kind of thing, throwing his money and all this kind of thing and all. I said, he won't sit properly, everything is abnormal about him. So I said, I'll go and sit at the bar. So there was no reaction from these guys. I said, okay, let's call it a day now. And before we could really get into the intricacies of the reading and go deep into the scene, they just stopped it. I said, yeah, मैंने कुछ ज़्यादा बोल दिया. I think I overstepped. They're going to throw me out of the film. And then they went and huddled and sat near a dining table over there. There was a table over there for a few chairs and started discussing. And मैं वहाँ घूम रहा था पीछे और मैं इनको देख रहा था. मैंने यार मुझे तो निकाल देंगे. मैं साला 2-4 सीन ही कर रहा हूँ. And now I've behaved like a bloody as if I know a lot about roles and characters and all. And they're going to throw me out of the film. And I left. चला गया मैं. And next day was we were seeing the rushes, and the director came to me, and I was there. I saw the rushes, and he came to me. I said, Anil, it's okay if we change. You changed quite a lot, and we incorporate all your suggestions. I said, great. That's fantastic. I couldn't believe it. And they added a few lines and more. The scene had, they completely the way I wanted it, and they incorporated most of my suggestions. So, so this is one of the moments I can never forget. That people are open. That people, if you want to, if you're really genuine and you feel that if you feel, and people who are more talented and are successful, they are very confident about themselves. So they will never mind if someone inferior also or smaller also comes and gives that kind of suggestion, if it is genuine. So this is one of the incidents which I can never ever forget.
Once again, it's always a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much for coming over here, and it's great speaking to you always, and speaking to you and for all the audience who's watching Showbiz. See you all next time.
Yes.